Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday the 22nd of August 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, plenty going on thanks to earnings season. First, the top line numbers. The S&P ASX 200 finished down 1% to 7,047 points. The banks led the market down today. Macquarie Group and Westpac both dropped nearly 2%. National Australia Bank was off 1.4%, and CBA and ANZ were both down 1%. Energy groups Woodside and Santos both fell sharply. Industrial property giant Goodman and Wesfarmers also dropped. Newcrest Mining fell 4.4%, giving back the gains of late last week. It really was a sea of red ink among the large caps, with only CSL and Telstra, 2 defensive stocks, ending the day positive. Story number 2, there was plenty going on in the earnings world. Of the big ones, The Star disappointed while Lendlease outperformed, and Ampol had a cracker result. But the big share price moves came among some of the smaller companies. Cement, concrete, sand and gravel supplier Adbury reported that wet weather and rising fuel and energy prices hit its bottom line hard last financial year, and that sent its share price down 17%, the worst on the day. It's quite a drop. Healthcare fund NIB Holdings reported a drop in profit due to investment returns, but its share price jumped nearly 8%, the best on the day. Payments business EML Payments, which has struggled with regulatory issues at its Irish subsidiary, has narrowed its full-year net loss to $4.8 million. That's because of soaring revenue. Management will also take a review of operations, and its share price jumped 6.6%. Southern Cross Media earnings disappointed, sending its share price down more than 4%. So too gold digger Ramelius Resources, its share price fell nearly 7%. Retailer Adairs share price tumbled 13% after it recorded a 30% drop in profit, hurt by supply chain problems. Yet furniture seller Nick Scali closed up 4.5% after its results were released. And another one, not quite a top 200 stock, but worth a mention, shares in Australian Pacific Coal jumped 100% after it revealed a 30-cent per share takeover bid from Nathan Tinkler-backed Navico Limited. Australian Pacific Coal owns the Dartbrook coal mine near Muswellbrook in the Hunter Valley. That is Nathan Tinkler territory through and through. Story number 3, the Qantas frequent flyer portal crashed this morning, with members unable to log into their accounts the day after Chief Executive Alan Joyce apologised for the airline's recent performance and offered travel credits and lounge invites. People clearly heard the message and want to take advantage. The website was recovered late morning, and Qantas said the stoppage was due to high traffic volumes. Story number 4, the boss of one of the few large infrastructure assets on the ASX has quit amid the collapse of plans to push into the United States. The chief executive of gas pipeline group APA, Rob Wheels, resigned unexpectedly after the group decided not to make an acquisition in the US. He's been in the job for only 3 years. APA has been looking at buying an asset in the US for exactly the same amount of time. It was expected to raise money and go ahead and do so. But chair of the board, Michael Fraser, said the company had decided not to buy offshore and will stick to its business in Australia. Then Mr. Wheels resigns. Not hard to read between the lines on that one. And story number 5, China's central bank has cut a key lending rate for the second time in a week as Beijing tries to revive credit and head off a housing crisis. With plenty of property owners simply refusing to pay loans on unfinished apartments, authorities are desperately trying to kickstart the housing sector. The Chinese housing sector is at least as important to that economy as the property sector is in Australia. You get how important that is. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 22nd of August, 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.